All right, Thursday, November 13th, 2025. All right, just want to bring this out there to you. It's been kind of irking me. I got to get it off my chest because I hear it all the time, and I'm just trying to make some common sense of it. I just can't. There's no logic to it. So here's what I hear, all right? And they use this terminology all the time. You lift heavy weights, all right? Heavy weights don't build muscle, all right? Heavy weights are dangerous. All right, you shouldn't lift heavy weights. All right, you shouldn't lift heavy. So, what the hell is a heavy weight? What the hell does that mean when they say you shouldn't lift heavy weight? Heavy weight is all relative to whoever you're talking to. A heavy weight to me, okay, might be a lightweight to someone else. That weight is all relative to where you are in your evolution and your training. That's all. Give you an example. All right, this is a finding. 4 years ago, I was deadlifting 300, 315 for sets of 5. All right, I can now, years later, I can rep 375 for sets of 4 or 5, and I've done 405 for sets of 4. Now, that's not a great amount of weight, okay? I mean, I'm not, but for my age and my level of development and my size, I consider that okay. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't look at the masses and what they do and the drug users. I look at what I did, what I've done. So from 4 years ago, I progressed. I'm stronger than I was back then to where I am now. So the weight that I use to someone that's new or someone that hasn't have the time under the belt, they could look at me and say, "Man, that's heavy weight." But it's heavy for them, but not for me. Okay, so heavy weight doesn't mean shit. When someone says to me, "Oh, you shouldn't lift heavy," that tells me that what are they trying to say? They're trying to say that maybe what they're saying is maybe they mean lower rep ranges. Does that mean heavyweight? Could, I guess you could probably put it that way. But let's say I do sets of 3s, okay? You're working probably at 85 to 90% of your 1 rep max. That probably could be considered heavy weight, I guess. But then again, if you can train at that level and you do sets of 3 with a certain amount of weight, and then down the road you're doing more weight and you continue to get stronger, you see what I'm saying? There's no such thing as heavyweight to me. That's how I see it. It may be an oddball the way I'm thinking it, but to me there is no heavyweight. It's all weight. Weight is weight. It's heavy. You can make a lightweight heavy, okay, by doing it really slow and slow. You can make whatever the weight, you can do whatever you want with the weight. See what I'm saying? And then I'm going to end it with this because I want it to be short. They make comments, heavy weights don't build muscle. That's a horse shitter comment because they don't even know what the fuck a heavy fucking weight is. What's heavy to them may be light to someone else and vice versa. So what I'm going to say is this: lifting in a 85 to 90% 1 rep max range. Let's say I do 5 sets, okay, 5 sets of deadlift for 3 reps, all right? I'll give you an example. This is how I climb up. I do 5 sets of 3. So let's say 3, this is how I progressed. This is 3 years ago. 5 sets of 3, 315 for 3, 315 for 3, 315 for 3, 315 for 3, and on the last set, the 5th set, I try to get 315 for 4 or 5, whichever, if I can get it. I keep doing this until on the 5th set, I get 315 for 8, all right? I did that, and then when you get 315 for 8, you start all over. You start with the first set again, and you start at 325. You go up in little increments, and you do the same thing. You're going to get stronger, and you're going to get bigger. It's a slow uphill. It's slow. It's just like, the turtle. You're just pushing and pushing. You're going to get stronger. What does this do when you're working in those lower rep ranges and higher intensities? You're working the joints, the ligaments, the tendons. You're not just working muscle, and you're going to work myofibrillar growth. All right. Go to AI. I'm not a fan of AI. I don't ever use it. But if you go to AI and put in what type of training builds myofibrillar growth, it'll tell you low rep ranges and heavy weight. What they mean really is heavy weight is your one rep working at 90, 85 to 90, even 95% of the all out one rep max. When you work in those rep ranges, you're going to put on density and you're going to put on more myofibrillar. The lighter you go and the more fluffy training you get, 12 to 15 reps, you're going to put on sarcoplasma. You're going to have that balloon bubbly look, all right? That's what I've experienced. I've seen it on myself. If I do leg presses and do sets of 20 with lighter weights, and I just do that over and over, I don't really get stronger, all right? I get stronger at doing, but my legs get bigger and swelled. They get swelled because of the higher rep ranges. And it's basically glycogen and water going in there. So that's my spiel tonight. What the hell is a heavy weight? Heavy is all relative. And yes, heavy weights do build muscle. And yes, heavy weights do build myofibrillars. That's it. Check it out for yourself. And this is how I train. I train in the lower rep ranges. And then I'm going to end by this. I do varying rep ranges. I do varying sets ranges. So if I structure something, if I go to give you an example, tomorrow's deadlift day. All right. I have plans tomorrow to do my deadlift. Number 4 in the rotation tomorrow is going to be deadlift, chin-ups, and bent rows. 3 exercises. All right. So I'm going to try to do 5 to 8 sets of deadlifts. All right. In the 3 to 5 repetitions. All right. See how it goes. If it doesn't go well, then I'll just readjust and I'll do whatever it needs to get done, the job. I'll go maybe to 3 reps of 5 sets or whatever it takes, or maybe go higher reps. So nothing's written in stone. It's how I feel tomorrow and how I come into the gym tomorrow, because you can't go by a written program and stick to it solidly. You're going to have the main structure of the program, but you always have to auto adjust on how you're feeling, how much sleep, and all myriads of different things. All right. So that's pretty much it. So that's all I got. So what is heavy weight? It's all whatever it is to you. That's it, man. We're out of here. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Number 4 in the rotation tomorrow, Friday. Well, ciao. Subscribe to this channel, like, and we'll talk to you later.